Money in the Bank might be one of the greatest concepts that WWE have ever created. Chris Jericho reportedly came up with the idea and the company brought it to life at WrestleMania 21. The first ever Money in the Bank ladder match included Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, Christian, Kane, Shelton Benjamin, and the winner of the match, the rated R superstar Edge. WWE's decision to make Edge become the first winner of the newly introduced concept was a genius move. There was no better choice in my opinion. Edge was easily the perfect person who exemplified everything in a Money in the Bank winner and what they should be. The first ever cash-in took place at the New Year's Revolution pay-per-view after John Cena defeated 5 other men to retain his WWE title. Vince McMahon popped up to make the announcement that Edge was going to be cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase. Edge and Lita came out, and 2 spears later, and the WWE Universe had a new champion. Other than having a new champion, the WWE also had a new creation that was a complete success. This was a risk that completely paid off. The Money in the Bank was here to stay, and it was seemingly a great addition to the WWE. After the success of the first ever Money in the Bank cash-in, there were many more that followed that gave us some iconic memories. RVD's victory was another really good one. Rob Van Dam was a beloved superstar that truly deserved one world championship reign. The Money in the Bank was able to provide that and give us a classic match for ECW's One Night Stand in 2006. RVD defeating John Cena with the entire crowd behind his back was a sight to see. Even though RVD ruined the moment for himself afterwards, it was a really fun Money in the Bank winner and match. Edge's second Money in the Bank cash-in was also really good. After beating Mr. Kennedy for the briefcase, Edge showed up to SmackDown the next day to officially change brands and cash in on The Undertaker. Nobody saw it coming, and it led to a great rivalry between The Undertaker and Edge. Both of CM Punk's Money in the Bank victories were cool, and it definitely showed that he was the future of the company. My favorite one was personally the time he cashed in on Jeff Hardy to become the World Heavyweight Champion. This cash-in essentially started a really good feud between Jeff Hardy and CM Punk. The Miz's first ever Money in the Bank cash-in also gets overlooked. It was a critical moment that defined The Miz, and without that victory on Randy Orton, The Miz would have never become the top star he was. Daniel Bryan's victory helped shape him as a top star in SmackDown. Dolph Ziggler's cash-in received one of the loudest pops in WWE history, and it was a great moment for everyone watching. Randy Orton's cash-in was the beginning of the Authority faction, a truly shocking moment that changed the landscape of the WWE at the time. And then you have Seth Rollins' heist of the century, and that is easily one of the best moments from WrestleMania history. As you can see, the Money in the Bank is a special event that created so many special moments. It was great for business, and it was even better for fans. I think it's important to discuss why the Money in the Bank worked so well in the past. The biggest reason for this success was WWE's ability to take young stars and make them into superstars. It's pretty difficult to really make a star out of some young rookie or an inexperienced wrestler. The audience really needs to believe that this person is a top star. And other than the Royal Rumble, there wasn't anything else that could easily push someone to the top. That was until WWE created the Money in the Bank match. And in the beginning days of the concept, they really used it to develop new stars such as Edge, RVD, Daniel Bryan, The Miz, Seth Rollins, and Dolph Ziggler. You can clearly see the purpose of the Money in the Bank briefcase. However, sometimes people who were established stars were given the briefcase, but that was for storyline purposes. Edge winning the second time was for him to move to SmackDown and start that feud with The Undertaker. Kane also won the briefcase in 2010 to begin his feud with The Undertaker as well. John Cena lost his match that continued the iconic feud between him and CM Punk that would eventually become the moment where he turned heel. And Randy Orton won and joined forces with Triple H to shake things up. As evident by these examples, the Money in the Bank was essentially used to make stars or create unique storylines. It was a meaningful thing. It was a meaningful briefcase. It was a meaningful event. However, that would slowly and sadly change. Even though the Money in the Bank was usually a success, there were moments where WWE didn't take care of the concept, and it was the beginning of the decline for the briefcase. Jack Swagger's victory fell completely flat, and it was pointless. He would hold on to it for a couple days before winning the World Heavyweight Championship to do nothing with it. Alberto Del Rio's win was also very lackluster. He should have not defeated CM Punk in my opinion. But I truly think that Damien Sandow's failed cash-in against John Cena was the minute that things drastically changed for the worst. WWE had the opportunity to make Cody Rhodes the winner of the briefcase, but they failed and they gave it to Damien Sandow. Regardless of that mistake, it wasn't too terrible because Sandow was a decent choice at best. However, his loss against John Cena was brutal. It made the briefcase look so weak, and we were robbed of a Damien Sandow world title run that would have most likely been fun. I almost wanted to name this the moment that ruined the Money in the Bank briefcase, but we still got Seth Rollins' cash in, so it was fine. That brings me to the true moment that ruined the Money in the Bank. The moment that ruined the Money in the Bank happens to be the 2017 Money in the Bank pay-per-view. It was by far the moment that WWE truly did not care about the winners whatsoever. This was the year where WWE first introduced the Women's Money in the Bank, and the ending of that match fell flat. WWE had Carmella win it, with James Ellsworth being the one to climb the ladder and grab the briefcase for her. Not only was Carmella a really poor choice, but the finish of the match was horrendous. As for the main event, Baron Corbin was the winner, and I believe that most people did not care about this victory as well. You had Shinsuke Nakamura and you had AJ Styles, yet they gave it to Baron Corbin. I don't even think that WWE cared because Corbin wouldn't successfully cash in on Jinder Mahal. Out of all people, he lost to Jinder Mahal. It was such a weird choice for both winners, and it led to nothing. WWE have stopped caring about the briefcase ever since this moment, and the winners did not matter afterwards, and I think the pay-per-view was pretty much dead after this. To make things even worse, the 2020 Money in the Bank also had terrible selections as well. Asuka won the briefcase, which would have been fine if she was chasing the champion around, but no, WWE just gave her the title after Becky Lynch announced that she would be pregnant. I was not happy about that whatsoever. Asuka creeping up on people would have been really fun, but we missed out on that moment. And on the other hand, Otis won. That was another horrible choice, and I never liked it since day one, and he clearly did not even have a chance at the world title because Vince McMahon doesn't even know why he did it in the first place, since he did give it to The Miz, and when he did give it to The Miz only had the title for 8 days. As you can see, this proves that WWE does not care, and they just ruin things even more. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. On the screen right now are some other videos that you should check out if you have some free time, so go ahead and click one of them, or else you